The following is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
Andrew Rogers here with the Eagles Sports Network with Carson-Newman women's interim golf coach Cathy Duggan. After the first two tournaments for the Eagles were a success, a couple of top three finishes as a team, some individuals finished high at the battle at Hilton Head as well. What have you seen from the team in general that has allowed this team to have some early spring success?
Well, the most interesting thing about the team is everybody's different. We've got players who want to practice for hours and hours, and we've got players who just want to practice a little bit. Mm-hmm. We've got players who have a really fantastic long game, which is it's cool because they have potential to beat the band. And if we could get their short game a little bit tweaked, a little bit better, they will be shooting some very low golf scores. So the overall thing is everybody's worked hard. They've had a great attitude. They've the way we look at it is you're trying to beat a golf course. That golf course is trying to beat you, and you're beating back. And attitude is extremely important. You have to be positive, but in a fighter mode. Mm-hmm. You know, it doesn't matter where my ball went. I'm going to go make my par, make my birdie from there. And I think the team is coming around that to think that way, and that's how you beat other teams. Other teams, they'll have people who give up, and we've decided we're not giving up. We're going to fight no matter where the ball landed. We're going to do our best from there. So that's what I'm proud of. I'm proud of how they've been resilient. It didn't matter if the wind was blowing or if it didn't blow. It didn't matter if whatever the conditions were. So that, I think, is the thing that gives me the most excitement about the team, is that I know that they're willing to keep a strong, toughness that normally you don't think about that in golf, but you have to have it. So anyway, and our freshman, Ida Peterson, is a very hard worker, practices a lot, studies the game a lot, maps out everything about every golf course, and she went out and shot a real nice 1 under par 71 the last tournament and finished in the top 7. And then Ellie Houghton was just so impressive because she had a not so hot day and then came back like gangbusters with 2 really good days, one even and then the other 1 under. So we've had some really nice things happen. We've had some tough things happen, but I think we're in a position where we can really move up in terms of our position against other schools. And of course, I'm new, and Coach Randy said that some of the teams we beat are really good teams. So the last tournament, we were in 4th going into the last day, and we bumped the 3rd place team out, and we slid into 3rd. And the first tournament, we just took 2nd. So it's exciting. I think there's a lot of unexpected good low scores that might still be out there waiting to show themselves.
You mentioned Ida and Ellie's pretty high finishes and good under par rounds in the first 2 tournaments. What's allowed them to have some success? And you kind of mentioned their practice and work ethic before tournaments. How has that translated to quality play in the actual tournaments early on?
Ida and Ellie are totally different competitors, totally different people. Ida is very focused, very in a zone, and Ellie is very calm no matter what happens. She's got a great, even temperament for golf. Just doesn't. Sometimes people think golfers are boring because they'll make a great shot and they'll not jump up and down. But you have to be able to handle the really, really good and the not so good in order to get through it. It's 4 straight hours, 5 straight hours of, trying to go
longer.
Or longer, yeah. So, but they're totally different personalities. And of course, Ellie is going to graduate, and Ida's just arriving, and their games are completely different. Ida hits it really, really far. Ellie hits it a nice distance, but Ida's just phenomenally long, and yet they both have a short game that they have more tools in the bag in their short game department. And good golfers are never always hitting all the greens. You are going to miss greens. So the golfer with the good short game, those little shots, they're the ones that are going to shoot those low scores. So I followed Ellie there the last 4 holes, and even though she missed a couple greens, it was up and down, got that par. And Ida's got that short game stuff too. So I think that's what sets them apart, their short games and their temperaments that are so level.
Heading into the Bobby Nichols Intercollegiate coming up here next weekend, how can this team kind of carry over that resiliency and ability to continue to fight through each round, like you said, move up from 4th to 3rd the last time out? How can they continue that effort and put together another good week at a course many of these girls are very familiar with?
Well, that's the big part, is they are familiar with it. So I tend to think that they'll have a sense of confidence. They'll be able to know, I can read these greens. I play this place. I know where to hit the ball. You know, you have a lot less in terms of variables that you have to learn before you go play. So there's less from that department. And I think just it being the home course is going to help. You don't have to go to some hotel and go eat somewhere you've never eaten before and travel a long distance and be tired from that. So I think they're going to be poised to let them know. The way I look at it is I want my team to let them know you're there. And that's what we're going to do at Sevierville.
Thanks for the time, Coach. Good luck next week.
Okay, thank you.
That's Cathy Duggan. I'm Andrew Rogers for the Eagles Sports Network.